Behold what I'm doing here for Father's Day weekend for fun. Pushing this wheelbarrow in the rain and I'm soaked. Oh well, Father's Day. From what I can tell, being a father means busting your ass in all circumstances, so this is pretty fitting. Alright, we have arrived in Leavenworth, one of our favorite places in Washington, and it's first time with Julian.
We did another video here coming during the peak time of year, which for us we think is winter, which is right after like Oktoberfest and all that, because this is a little Bavarian village here in Washington.
We've already spotted our first lederhosen.
We did.
So, you know, the vibe is right. And
yes. Some people like to dress the part here because this town really does make you feel like you're not in Washington or not even in the US anymore.
Yeah, if you notice, we have our GoPro in super view, so you get to see all the surroundings.
That's cool.
And, you know, it looks like Bavaria.
This is cool.
There's some wooden alpine design here.
I've never noticed this one before. Ooh, nice water.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Julian is pretty impressed.
Take a bath, baby. It's nice temperature. Yeah, a little mural too. You notice that all the buildings here, you know, they look the part. They look like, you know, you're over in Bavaria. This is called Amadeus.
One very cool thing that has happened here since the last time is I'm noticing they have closed the innermost part of downtown to pedestrians only, which is sorely needed. Oh, there is a Prusik.
A Prusik?
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
One of our first trips when we started dating was here in the winter, and the restaurant behind me was the only place they had a seat for Christmas-ish.
I remember that.
Yeah, on Christmas night, I think, Eve. And here we are, downtown Leavenworth, which looks like full-on Bavaria at this point. Look at how many people. I've never seen this many people here.
Summertime, man. So Leavenworth is really popular during the fall and winter, but I'd say it's probably the most popular during the summer, just because it's a lot easier to get here. In the winter it can be quite tough. But yeah, summertime, as you can see, is very busy. And I love that they shut this down to cars, because previously there was a lot of parking and traffic, and this is nice to just be able to walk through this whole strip now.
Yeah, it's a must. More and more places in Washington should be doing this. Mm-hmm. Here they have that pole like every town in Bavaria. It's pretty high. Well, it truly is very busy. I wonder if there's an event or, I guess, the holiday. People are lining up for the Rhine House, which is a very nice beer garden, Bavarian style. Gorgeous, gorgeous place right here. You see, do you feel like you're in the US or in Europe right now?
Oh, ice cream.
Oh yeah, that's what the line is for. I thought it was for the Rhine House. Well, it's a long ice cream line.
That's ice cream. Must be one of the only ice cream places here.
The name is Whistle Punk.
That's cool.
Whistle Punk ice cream. So the previous line was the ice cream line, it turned out. But this right here is the sausage line. Look at that. That's a lot of people.
So one of the reasons why Leavenworth is so popular is its proximity to a lot of mountains here. A lot of people come here just to, you know, go wine tasting and eat food, but there's also a lot of camping and hiking in the area. And behind me are the iconic Cascade Mountains, and in the direction of Stevens Pass. And so these mountains really frame the town and make it super picturesque.
In addition to Stevens Pass, which is a major skiing destination, and this is the closest lodging to it, there's also the Enchantments over there, which are one of the most coveted iconic hikes in Washington, and they're so popular and amazing that it takes a lottery to get in there.
So this normally is not here. Usually this is just an open plaza, but it looks like there's a little art show going on. So let's check out some of the local art. This is beautiful.
This photography is good. I've seen it here. It's pretty awesome. Bald eagles.
Bears.
Yeah, well, it's some cool stuff.
Owls. Those are cute. Yeah, these are great.
Oh yeah, score, like he got wildlife so well.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of photography here and paintings too.
Oh, I like that bear.
Really cool paintings on each side here. I like that they put art and not something more distasteful that you can buy anywhere. This is great.
Yeah, these are nice.
We hear accordions. Maybe it's part of the accordion fest today. There they are. Nice. That's awesome. For some reason, that Bavarian music always puts a smile on my face, whether it's the chicken dance or this accordion.
It's kind of like Mexican music. It's just so happy and upbeat, and I don't know, you never feel depressed whenever you hear it.
Yeah, and I have been to Bavaria, and it's one of my favorite places in the world. I have to say, closing the road is the best thing they could have done, and it shows you how many more places in America can improve if they do this. Create a much more pleasant environment for tourists or just whoever's here, instead of making the whole thing into a parking lot. I think more and more places, at least in Washington, are doing this now. By the way, here was Oktoberfest, the biggest one outside of Germany. However, the town is too small and they had to move it to a bigger town because it was just impossible at this point. Over here is my favorite statue and fountain in this town. It's a very alpine scene here with goats and shepherd or goat herd with lederhosen. And behind that is the Festhalle. It's a big hall, same word, right? Hall, just the German root of it, where people have weddings and events. One of the big achievements of the week has been teaching Julian how to drink from his own bottle, which now he's doing, so it gives us some freedom finally after a year of bottle feeding him. He understood that he has to raise his hands enough.
Aww. Good job, baby. Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's like his third bottle he's drinking by himself.
Nice.
He doesn't want me to give it to him. Julian. Julian. Okay, you can get it by yourself. We're at a restaurant and Julian is mad because I tried to hand him the bread and he wanted to take it on his own.
So we decided not to eat in Leavenworth and we came over to Wenatchee to stop at one of our favorite restaurants here, which is a European restaurant.
It's really Russian and Ukrainian. There are some other mixes in it, but primarily those two. And that kind of food is really hard to find around Seattle, so we're lucky to come here sometimes to get it.
So we're starting off with some borscht. You got the traditional red one.
Yeah, with beet. And you have a green one, which I've never seen before.
I've never had green borscht either.
Actually. I think I may have.
So I normally like the red, but I went with green just because I've never tried it before. And you absolutely must put sour cream in it before you try it. All right, I'm gonna go try this green borscht. I like it. There's a lot of greens in it. It reminds me of chicken noodle soup without the noodles or the chicken. But lots of good veggies in here, and that sour cream makes it nice and creamy.
Julian. Someone else likes sour cream.
I love sour cream, so yep, if he does too, then that's from me.
That makes three of us.
Oh, there is some chicken in it. So it is like a chicken noodle soup. Yeah, just without noodles. How was your borscht?
It's good and the bread is delicious too.
Yeah, they're nice rolls. Nice and hot, a little sweet. All right, the main courses have arrived. What did you get?
Pelmeni, which is the way I like them at least. Dumplings with meat, you know. So I guess they're turkey.
And then I got the stuffed cabbage rolls, which I love these a lot.
They look great.
Usually stuffed with some rice, perhaps some meat and some vegetables, and a lot of tomato sauce, and lots of sour cream on top.
They're definitely not done the Bulgarian way, but the Bulgarian way is a bit more roasted and less boiled, and also always pork and rice inside. I am partial to the Bulgarian way, but this looks pretty good. Julian stood up and lunged for Suzi's plate.
He's got good taste. He wants cabbage and rice.
He wants this third metal plate as well.
No, that one's full of olive oil. Yeah. Baby, get off the table.
Julian.
Julian. Are you gonna try cabbage roll?
So far, feeding a baby has been the most challenging thing because he goes through phases and they change so fast. You just get on top of something and then he's into something else. And right now, he's into feeding himself. So you try to feed him, he cries. And then he wants it in front of him and then he makes a giant mess, which is fine, but not always in every place you are.
You actually did it. You grabbed a little piece.
Yeah.
You like that? Yeah? It's rice and beef and cabbage and tomato. Really good. It's not heavily seasoned or spiced. I'm sure when we go to Bulgaria, your grandma will make you lots of those if you like them. It may not look like it, but we've arrived at our accommodations for the night. We're here at a campsite, so we're taking Julian on his first camping trip ever. You ready to camp, baby? Yes.
We made it to the campground, but the only site that we have left is the walk-in primitive campground, so-called. And for that one, you have to actually park really far, and they tell us that there are carts or wheelbarrows, but nobody has bothered to return them. So now we have to get there somehow and look for the cars, ditch somewhere in the campsite, and then come back for more stuff.
Well, this is baby's first camping trip.
yeah, so let's see. Some jackass is hoarding the cart down there.
So I would say, how far away? Did you walk and see the sights?
No, it's far down this way.
Okay.
A long time.
Is it stroller friendly?
Yeah.
Let's put him in the stroller. Maybe grab the tent. I know it's kind of heavy.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I think the priority is getting the tent up, and then we get the rest of our stuff. Because it is also almost 7 o'clock. It's 6:50 p.m. We've got 2-ish hours till sunset, but it's kind of dark right now. It's cloudy, so we're already losing light.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to get our whole site set up as fast as we can.
All right. Well, we'll dig out the stroller.
Oh yeah. Do a little run through of our car.
The car is packed. This is the new car seat for a 1-year-old. Lots of food.
So we've done road trips with Julian, but this is our first camping trip with Julian. And as you can see, we think we need a lot of stuff for him. We're pretty sure that we're going to use all this stuff, and it is somewhat organized, even though it doesn't look like it is.
All the major items will be used for sure.
There is logic, and we have only brought our bare essentials.
Yes. It's also a pain to get the stroller out because there's just so much.
It's a really good thing we have a Jeep Grand Cherokee because we really need the space now.
Yeah, a little Cherokee wouldn't cut it. It doesn't even fit my ass.
Gosh. That is actually the main reason why we got the Grand Cherokee. Otherwise we totally would have gotten the regular Cherokee.
But we made the right choice thanks to my ass.
I agree. Good thing you got a big butt. All right, let's strap Julian into his car seat.
All right, this is how we're doing the first round with our own cart because the assholes didn't return the other carts.
We're going on a little scouting mission. Since this is a walk-in site, we don't really know how far it is, what it looks like, no details. So hopefully we can find it and start setting up our tent and find a wheelbarrow so we can come and get the rest of our stuff.
You see, please return card here, no card.
At least there's a paved path though, so this will help us. Oh yeah, it makes sense if there's wheelbarrows. There's got to be a somewhat easy way for wheeled vehicles or wheeled objects to get down.
Still trekking. And there's a Mexican party over there. They have a helicopter.
2 helicopters actually. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's definitely some Mexican party music going on across the way. I think it's a private party. And we were just saying, hoping they don't go too late, because that would really suck if that's going at like 10, 11 p.m. tonight. But yeah, we are still walking. This is actually a bit of a hike getting to the tent sites. And again, just the 2 of us, you wouldn't, find it to be much of a problem. But since we have so much stuff for Julian, this is actually we're gonna have to be a little more resourceful and clever about how we do this tonight.
I already see the assholes stack the wheelbarrows on the sign over there. So how does that help anybody?
Well, I get it though. Like, that is a long way to take it all the way back up to the parking lot. But yeah, that's not helpful for those of us coming in later who actually need to use them.
Oh, it does say return cards here.
There's 2 places then.
2 places, so of course you're not going to bother to go up top.
Yeah.
So the park people fucked it up. What is cool is that we get to be on the water.
Yeah.
So there's number 29. Oops. Ugh.
Yeah, pretty decent. So you got nice mowed grass, a little picnic table, a little fire pit, and there's even a little kind of rocky, sandy area if you'd rather pitch your tent there.
Well, is there a fence? It's like a house.
Yeah. A little bit of privacy, maybe some wind protection.
Yeah, that is cool. Because it's a windy area here.
It is.
I was worried, so I got 2 tents. One is storm grade, so we'll see.
Great. It's for like way at the end. But kind of nice, we'll get a pretty view.
Yeah, we're getting the view for our spot.
I don't know if you guys can see way out there, but there's actually some rain over those hills. So we're hoping it doesn't come this way, but it might.
Okay, number 40, this is home for one night.
Not bad at all. We've got our little sandy area here for pitching our tent, so it's a little bit more even. And then we've got a picnic table, an area for fire, and a nice grassy area. What do you think, baby? You want to crawl around the grass? Yeah? Up there you can also see some vineyards. So pretty. This is a really big agriculture part of the state.
This is her newer tent. This has never been opened and taken out of the box. I didn't even realize there was a box inside here.
Yeah, if we'd known that, it probably would have been a little bit easier.
Kindling.
But yeah, this is also why we're giving ourselves a little bit more time to set this tent up, because we've never done it before.
Okay. Identify all the components first. Boo. Spread out tent and locate 4 eave hubs. You always act like you're supposed to know what an eave is. Or like any of these terms that you never ever heard of.
At least they put the instructions on the bag, so it's not a separate piece of paper.
Yeah, that's smart. They do that these days.
But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll time lapse this part of setting it up. So this is the Eureka Copper Canyon LX6. Looks a bit like a parachute.
No joke, this is a big tent.
Yeah, we got it family sized.
Julian is amused. Whoa.
You're gonna pitch it on the grass or
Nah, it will be there. I
Yeah.
just want to see everything.
Yeah, it's our house, baby. It's our house. Our new house.
Okay, so that's the main thing. What is this one here? Is the rain cover?
The fly, probably.
Yeah, I think that's
the
it.
last part.
All right, so that means we drag the big one to the sand.
And then all of our stakes,
We want the
basically
door to
bones
be
of the
towards
tent are
the water.
Basically, the bones of the tent are in this bag next. So yeah, first step is drag this whole thing out, get it flat, figure out where exactly we want it, and then we pull out the stakes and stake the tent.
I'm guessing get snug against the fence for maximum wind protection.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Oh, they got fireworks even.
Oh, nice.
That's quite the Mexican party.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's a lot of
party hard.
Mexicans in this part of the state just because there's a lot of agriculture. So many of the people working the fields are Mexican. So it makes sense that we've got a little Mexican fiesta going on nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, this is significantly bigger than our other tent.
Like 10 times bigger, I don't know. 6 times bigger. Okay, now it says spread tent body and locate 4 eave hubs. What is an eave hub? 3 assemble 2 roof poles and 4 leg poles.
Nice thing about our site is that we are very close to the bathroom.
That's true. All right. Okay. That would be a leg pole. I think it's short.
Well, we got the tent together and not a moment too soon because that rain cloud did come this way, so it's beginning to rain.
Yeah, and we don't have anything else but the tent.
Yeah, so we still have to make a trip back out there, but at the very least we have shelter, so that's one piece of the puzzle. All right, Julian, you ready for your first tent? Ready for your first tent? Well, we pushed it a bit in terms of our timing, but we did get the tent set up just before the rain started, and you might be able to hear that the rain is actually coming down on the tent right now. So it sounds like it intensified quite a bit. But Julian and I are in here. He's eating some snacks. He actually just learned to eat these little snacks by himself. So he's indulging a bit as we wait for Martin to come and bring the rest of our stuff. So thank you, Martin, for going to get our stuff in this miserable weather. We thought we were escaping the rain by coming east, but not so far.
Behold what I'm doing here for Father's Day weekend for fun. Pushing this wheelbarrow in the rain, and I'm soaked. Oh well, Father's Day. From what I can tell, being a father means busting your ass in all circumstances, so this is pretty fitting.
Well, our stuff arrived after some of the heaviest rain. This rain is actually worse than it's been. Oh, we got a little tarp. That's nice. Oh, our picnic blanket.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That helps. Yeah. But yeah, this is more rain than we've actually been seeing in Seattle, ironically enough. And we thought we were escaping the rain this weekend. Good. Julian's bed arrived. The last few trips we've forgotten to bring it, so it's pretty key that we actually remembered this time. There's Julian chilling in his car seat / high chair for the moment, and all of our stuff is starting to roll in. Well, I set up the camp chair, one of our camp chairs, which I just got on Amazon. Good thing I did, because it's not comfortable to sit on the ground and try to feed him. But now Julian's having his bottle. It's about his bedtime, but we'll see if he sleeps because he napped quite a bit today. And everything else has yet to be set up.
I got ambushed by the rain. I brought a giant wheelbarrow of things. Still raining hard. This rain, by the way, did not catch us by surprise because we didn't check the weather. It's because it was late by 4 hours. So exactly when the rain was supposed to be ending was when we arrived and it started. So we got screwed, but it's okay. This tent is holding up right now. And mostly we're dry. The only casualty are my shoes and my pants. I have shorts, but I don't have other shoes. So I need to figure out how to dry my shoes. Other than that, we're getting by. We're getting cozy.
Well, those helicopters did indeed take off. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they're still kind of going along with the Mexican fiesta music.
I'm thinking they're just doing rides over the canyon for fun, for the party.
That's what it sounds like. I was like, oh, maybe it's some high roller CEO or whatever is gonna go home in it. But no, they're just, I think, taking joy rides with helicopters, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, it's about 9 o'clock, which is about sunset right now for this time of year. And the rain has tapered off significantly. Unfortunately, the peak was when Martin was out getting our stuff. But yeah, we dried off and unpacked for the most part. We're just waiting for our sleeping mats to self-inflate, which takes a little while.
But we're eating breadsticks and salami, which makes me happy. I think I've said that in another vlog.
Probably.
Deja vu.
That is, yeah, kind of our go-to camping meal, actually, because yeah, it's really easy. You don't have to refrigerate it, and it's just really good and filling.
Julian's eating milk, and did he eat it all earlier?
He did. He had 2 packs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was pretty hungry, actually. So, and he's eating an entire bottle. He's also wearing this little like sleeping bag suit, which was highly recommended online. So it should be really good for this temperature, and actually most of the temperatures that we camp in. We'll see how he likes it tonight.
Right now we have solved almost every problem except my wet clothes, and in particular my wet shoes are outside under the wheelbarrow. So we'll see how I deal with that. Unfortunately, I only brought 1 pair. I really should always bring 2, but the car was filled to the brim. So I also thought of bringing waterproof shoes, but I was like, I'm going to Eastern Washington.
So if you're not familiar, Eastern Washington is typically a lot drier than Seattle. I mean, in general, it is drier. And so we thought we were going to be in drier weather, but I think, again, this is like the heaviest rain that we've actually seen all season has been in this one night so far. So, but yeah, it's not normal. And so I think tomorrow will actually be a little bit drier, but I guess we should have known when we were driving over here. We were like, oh, it's so pretty and green, and it's never this green out here because it never rains that much. But I think it actually has been raining that much. So hopefully that's not the case tomorrow. And hopefully we can dry out tomorrow.
Happy Father's Day, baby.
First time sleeping in a tent.
He did really well. No crying at all.
Nope. Slept really well.
Yeah.
Slept through the night. Good morning, sweet prince. First task of the day is bringing this wheelbarrow back to the beginning because apparently there's a $100 fine if you don't do that. There is that torturous helicopter that kept us up all night. Starting to wonder if that's actually a business. The nice thing about these wheelbarrows is that they're actually pretty light. I was picturing a really heavy wheelbarrow when the host said it initially, but these are actually pretty useful, and I can even carry it one-handed. Well, so far this Daroga State Park is a really great campground. It's quite large, really nicely maintained. There are drive-in sites as well as walk-in sites for camping overnight. And there's even a nice clean pit toilet. It's actually the cleanest camping toilet I think I've ever seen in any sites here in Washington State. Good morning from the Columbia River.
Yes, it brightened up, and this is so much better than last night's rain, and it's what we came for. That was unusual last night. My shoes dried up, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, the only casualty last night was our clothing and our shoes. So those are out to dry because we woke up to this glorious, really warm sunshine. And this is usually what it feels like to be in this part of the state. We're about 2 hours east of Seattle, and it is significantly different than Seattle when it comes to weather and a lot of other things, actually.
It's beautiful. I've wanted to camp here for so long because it's really, really nice, and I've seen it from the road all the time, and now we're here. You just wake up and the sun immediately warms you up. And it's actually green, which I've never seen before.
Yeah, because of all that rain, but again, it doesn't rain constantly and it's not constantly overcast. It seems like when it does rain, it does for just a little bit, and then it goes back to being its nice sunny self.
Here's Julian. He slept really well for his first night in a tent. It was like a solid something like 9, 10 o'clock until 8 o'clock. And no peep really. He just slept through the whole time in a sleeping bag.
Got a little sweaty at first, but after that it got just perfect.
So this is such a great campsite, but unfortunately we're only here for one night, so we only have a few more hours to enjoy it before we have to pack up, and then we're moving on to another campsite. But before we do that, we're going to take a stroll around the whole campground because there's really nice paved walking paths, which is really important for us since we have Julian in his stroller here, which means we can wheel him around and not have to carry him.
Check out what we're seeing.
There's actually some vineyards that are directly behind us whenever we're looking at the campsite from a certain angle, and also the helicopters from hell were also right below the vineyards from last night. And right over here is part of the path. And further to our right is a bigger view of what looks like a lake, but it's actually part of the Columbia River, which is a giant river. And it usually goes a lot faster than this, but this is like a little inlet, which is really peaceful. Well, right beyond that little curve that we showed you, there's already a little orchard here. We're not really sure exactly what kind of trees these are, but they're definitely not apples. We think they might be cherry or peach or something like that, but this is a symbol of just how much agriculture there is on this side of the state.
Yeah, it's adjacent to the state park. It's for sure one or the other, I just can't tell from the net, but it's orchard.
Yeah. And private, so we can't go in and pick our own fruit, but you know, we can go to pretty much any grocery store around here and find tons of local fruit that was grown here in this area. We were just saying that even though there was a lot of noise from that party and the helicopters last night, once we put in our earplugs, we actually really couldn't hear much, and it really helped us go to sleep. So whenever you're camping, definitely bring earplugs with you because you never know.
It's imperative because also there's always someone wrestling in the tent with the sleeping bag, so you always want it. And truly when you travel, you always want it because you never know, and your sleep is so necessary.
Earplugs and also eye mask, which was dark enough last night I didn't need an eye mask, but typically, especially if like you're in a hotel or something, like always bring an eye mask because there's always some annoying light that's going to be in your face. Now that it's daylight, I'll give you a quick tour even though we're packing everything up. So this is a 6-person tent, and 3 of us fit in it with room to spare. So this is Julian's pack and play where he slept overnight, and then we were positioned here. Our 2 sleeping pads and our sleeping bags were over here. And then the stroller actually went over in this corner right next to our giant gear bag, which is where we're going to stick most of our camping stuff into right now. Well, the nice thing about waking up at our campsite is that we can get up early and enjoy it. So we've already done our walk. Julian went to a playground, and yeah, we feel like we had a pretty good morning. And it's not even noon yet. It's actually 11:15, which means it's about time to pack up our campsite and head over to the next one. Julian's bed, the pack and play that's been with us since day one on every single trip, well, every single road trip that we've had.
Every single trip we haven't
Every single trip we haven't forgotten it, yes, because we have forgotten it a few times, so we've improvised. But yeah, look at how easy that just packs away. And it sets up just as easily. So it is a little bulky, but it's actually quite lightweight and compact for what it is, because there are quite a few out there that are even bigger and more of a hassle than this one is. But yeah, this Nuna pack and play has been such a win for traveling with a baby.
Okay, this was so much nicer without pouring rain on us, making us hurry, and we can take our time, be dry. And now we still have to trek, but it looks okay.
Yeah, so we broke down, this is all of our stuff that we needed to, and then some actually, there was some stuff we didn't actually need to sleep for one night here, and we packed it all up. We're leaving it as clean as it was when we first came, and now we got to go all the way back to the car, which is that way.
Julian played the whole time while we were packing, so he was totally happy and quiet on his own.
So that's a nice thing about campsites like this, is that they're kind of like living rooms without a lot of hazards. So you can just kind of do your own thing. You're watching them out of the corner of your eye, but you don't have to be like, you know, like a hawk, like watching them all the time. They can chill, do their thing while you pack up and do your thing.
And he's happy. You can see him laughing the whole time, because he's exploring a new place.
Yeah, he's been so happy. Even if we take something away from him, like at home he throws this big tantrum, but here he's like, okay, I'm gonna go off and do this other thing.
Okay, so now we're gonna be mules again, and then we're gonna repeat the whole thing again at another state park, because that's how we do things. We're a little crazy about it. Yeah, it works. It's awkward, but it works.
As long as you don't hit a bump, which we just did, but luckily it was on the grass, so things that fell weren't damaged.
It's all right.
But yes, this is how we do. We've got the wheelbarrow filled with stuff. Julian's stroller is also filled with stuff. And then we're each wearing backpacks. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. All right, first night of camping with Julian in the books. And we've got everything packed up in our car, and we're heading off to our next camping destination.
This one was the one I really wanted. So this one was a stopgap solution because we booked so late. There's never two at a time. Man, that's why we're packing and unpacking like crazy. We'll try to avoid that next summer.
We're gonna make a quick day trip stop over in Lake Chelan. And based on our experience yesterday, we made 2 stops. We stopped in Leavenworth and Wenatchee. And so today we're gonna try to make this stop a little bit shorter so that we can spend more time at camp during the day and hopefully get our tent up before sunset.